Okay, guys, so I'm back. So this is part 3 to class recap, okay? Because people wanted to know, but I don't stream the class because it's not fair to the other people who are accessing really deep-rooted traumas and being very vulnerable in this class. So this is your recap, honey. So in part 2, we talked about how we start to act like this kombucha, right? In this analogy, and we use our self-knowledge, that is the sugar, and we are the SCOBY, and the tea itself is the wisdom that we've created through this process, right? So that is our environment. And so now we are going and we are the SCOBY. So we're eating the sugar and essentially we're pooping out enzymes and probiotics. That is our light, okay? And through this process, we are now expanding our light. We have now come into a glass bottle, a holding place where we are now required to use something cyclically until we have understood it, understood how to implement it, understood the lessons that we have learned thus far, and how to implement the wisdom that we have gained until this point, right? So now that we understand that, now we take ourselves out of the idea of being the SCOBY, and then in distillation, we are able to take the SCOBY out of the mixture, and then now we're able to drink that light mixture that we have created by being the SCOBY in the fermentation process. And that actually is what is, and if we are thinking about distillation, we can even bottle that those enzymes, those probiotics inside of that tea, which is our wisdom, and we're going to bottle that, and then it's going to bubble up, right? It's going to create pressure, and then that pressure is going to create a fizziness. So then when we open that, that's going to make that pop, right? That's going to take us into our seventh stage. So what we also talked about was creating lasting change and diligence. And then the last one I was telling you guys, in part 3, we want to make our higher self and our ego kind of get it together, because they just moved in together and they're kind of like, sometimes they cool, sometimes they not, sometimes they argue, whatever. So now they have to kind of make peace with each other and make friends and be able to talk to each other in a regular manner that's absolutely healthy. Do you feel what I'm saying? So now we have to start putting in these places to where we don't trigger the ego to have a protective thing, but we also give the higher self the opportunity to step in and negate that by giving us tools in order to not put the ego in a negative idea or in a negative sense of state of mind, right? And so in doing that, it allows us to function in the 3D, and then we get those results. So then we want to teach other people so they